Sree Iyer. How are we going to put an end to it? This seems to be propaganda. This seems to be misinformation, and we happen to be caught up in a misinformation warfare.
For one thing, there is an organization called CoHNA, CoHNA, Council of Hindus of North America, which is spearheading the effort to try and educate 45 universities whose names have been appropriated in their original flyer as being the sponsors. And then once we started contacting these universities, they said, wait, we didn't do anything of this nature. The faculty in these universities are at freedom to go and be part of these seminars in their personal capacity. They cannot use the university's logos. So what this seminar website did, they took down their website, retooled it, and they put it up again now, but they have cleverly reworded it as being, somebody who is having association with these universities as being part of the panel. Very clever wording. I think the lawyers went over it to make sure that it will pass, but I'm not so sure, because the first biggest mistake that they have done is the title. Dismantling Global Hindutva could be construed as being having an intent to destroy a religion. Now, there has been a ruling in 1931 in a court which said that freedom of speech has boundaries. I'm talking about freedom of speech in the United States. There are boundaries, and it is possible, I'm not saying it is going to happen, it is possible that someone might challenge this whole conference as saying that this is an intent to destroy Hinduism. And if that were to come up in front of a judge, and if the judge were to look at the 1931 judgment and then rule for, then this thing is finished. This is a huge group of people, and Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor will probably shed more light on it. This is a huge group of people. They've all gotten emboldened by something else happening in some other part of the world, and they think that now they can run the rule the roost here. So we have to wait and see how it goes. But certainly this is one of those wake-up moment for the Indian American who is always focused on their career, their children's future, and so on and so forth, and now suddenly being challenged that, wait, whatever you've been professing all your life, this is all nonsense, you should get rid of it. All sorts of stuff is going on. I just can't believe that Americans who are just well-meaning and fair-minded are being now given a totally different picture, a wrong picture, an incorrect picture. Every time I sit down for any puja, I always say Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. I don't say Hindu Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Every time I say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is but one small family. I never say I just want to have all the Indians to be the ones that will be prospering. So this kind of a narrow approach is very incorrect, and they can't stand and explain how their religion has no tolerance for Hinduism, whereas Hinduism respects all religions. Sarva Dharma Samabhava. So, these things are there, have been there for thousands of years. That's why it's called Sanatani Dharma, the eternal flow.
Okay.
Why is it that these people don't seem to understand it? And we as an Indian American and everybody else, it is up to us to try and drill it down some of these knuckleheads who want to do nothing but disruption. If you look at the panelists, just 30 seconds, it boils my blood. These are usual suspects that occupy the left waves in India. They just go and hog the limelight and spew vitriol. These are the people who are also part of this conference. I hope that some good sense prevails and they let the other side have their voice also. I don't think they will allow that. But anyway, let's wait and see. Thank you.
All right. All right, Sree, there's already anti-Semitism, there's Islamophobia in the United States after COVID-19. There is also, an anti-Oriental behavior. And this perhaps is going to be something which Rick also said needs to be nipped in the bud.
Absolutely. And I'll give you a simple example. Rutgers student body has close to 5,000 Indian American and Hindus. So this is like 1 in 4 or 1 in 5. Rick can correct me. But this is a significant body of students, and they are all going to be subjected to the vitriol that Professor Audrey Truschke is spewing. And this is just a a representation of how many Indian American students are there. Even in the UC system, if you take a body consisting of Indian and Asian Americans, that is close to 35 to 40%, 1 in 3. 1 in 3 is from a Sanatani background, and they continuously get barraged with this kind of vitriol with no basis at all. This is the problem that I see for far too long, and the fault is my generation. For far too long, we were just ignoring this. I say this is a pest, they'll go away on their own, only to turn around and see that the volume keeps increasing higher and higher and higher. The same thing with the anti-CAA legislation that was passed. Only after 7 cities did the Indian diaspora wake up and did put up a fight, and finally they stopped in Chicago. My point here is that the Indian American is waking up. There are 4 million of us, 80% or 70%, I think 80% used to vote Democrat. The numbers are now going down. They've come to now 70%. I just want a healthy debate. I want everybody to take a look at each issue and vote or choose based on the merits of the issue. Hindu phobia is a creation just to try and divert attention away from all the religious excesses being done by this minority religion and their fake Islamophobia.